Today's topic, sampling. Now, I know some people have mixed reviews on sampling. If you are a fan of hip-hop for years, you may love it to death. Some people hate it, mostly some people that didn't get their songs cleared. But, I think it's an art, personally. I love the art of sampling. Not saying that it's something that I do. I like to play. I like to sample myself. That's pretty cool. I like to put the guitars in and chop them up and do fun things like that. But I also enjoy that finding that great vocal sound, or that cool sound that just makes a song just go to another place. Early hip hop, it was a big deal because you had the turntables, you had the records. You get the break beat, you'd find the piece of the beat that it was open and no one was actually saying anything, or that cool drum riff, and you would keep looping it, sampling it, I should say. And by the time people got together and got beat machines, and it just became this beautiful art form where people are just digging into record crates and sampling. Most of the hip hop growing up that I was listening to, mostly sampled records. Run DMC had a lot of original stuff that was played. I mean, of course, they had everyone knows their Walk This Way, but a lot of the early hip hop stuff, some of it was just drums, or Fat Boys were just beatboxing, but a lot of the music was played with early keyboards and things like that. But the samples, especially mainly in the late 80s and 90s, were heavy, and it was an art form. Hank Shockley with the work that he did with Public Enemy. Oh man, yeah. You try to find out where them things came from. There's tons of just catalogs of just songs just thrown into one thing and just make a beautiful masterpiece. And it's very much an art form. So, but I know you have a lot of people that learn how to play real music, or learn how to do your own things, or it's like more so sometimes people are just they want something new and original, and you should leave the old. But I think there's a beauty behind it. I mean, sometimes you kind of you grab an energy there where people remember a certain song. Like, for example, if you're thinking about God, why is the name of the record escape me? The one with Diddy and Mace, when they used a Dinah Ross sample, and this sample was something that just carried the song, with I'm coming, dun, dun, dun. I mean, it was just an amazing sample, and it was something that if you knew the song, you would kind of enjoy because you knew the song already. That's another plus from it. You kind of know the song, and now it's twisted a different way, and you're being a young kid growing up in hip hop, listening to a Dinah Ross record. My mother was a huge Dinah Ross fan. So then hearing that beat play, you already recognize the beat. And then here is some music that I'm attached to, hip hop, being married to it. So it was definitely, hold on a second. Oh, sorry about that. Somebody was sampling my door. I had to go see who that was, and I don't have a peephole, so kind of scary. Anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, so when you have that marriage of like something you kind of know already that you like, and then it's flipped in a different way, so like the beat is changed up and you got the hip hop drums, and now it's married to like the style of music that my generation was into. It was just wow, it was just dope. It all came together. I will agree that you should probably let somebody know, especially if it's going to be a big major recording release, that you're using their music, sampling. So, for example, this is a sample. The person that sampled did not know. She just so happens to be my 3-year-old daughter. However, maybe one day she'll sue me for it. But I sampled it, I recorded her, she was in my studio singing, and captured it. So she does not know that I sampled her and I put her on a record. She'll probably be happy in the future, but maybe not. Maybe she's like, you didn't tell me that, I want my cut. And I'll have to give her all the cut. But so that's probably what happens, sometimes, but I do enjoy, I know social media gets really crazy, and you got producers that don't have anything. They just got a machine and want to, sample a record and flip it, and I think that it should come into play when there's major money to be made, then we have a conversation. But if somebody's just chopping up something to make, like a DJ, you spend something together and mixing mashups, and that's dope, man. I would, if I was the artist and I was in the club and I heard my song spun mixed with another record, I would be excited. Play my song in the club, please. But but then when there's money, real money being made, and you're not getting any of it, yeah, there's definitely a conversation that should have been had at some point. So I'm on both sides of the fence. I mean, I love the art of it, but at the same time, I think that like you can't just be pocketing millions of dollars and that artist is not getting paid for their work that you use to get your money. So yeah, so it's fun and exciting. I do enjoy all elements of it, and I enjoy. I know it's not. I mean, with you have these amazing producers. Like I said, I was always sampling myself and kind of tinkering and making my own beats. And then when Timbaland stepped on the scene and the Neptunes, and I mean they really you get some serious musicians, and even Dre, like they had just a knack for just kind of putting this stuff together without all that samples, and Dre would even replay some of the parts from like P-Funk and things like that, and Dr. Dre, that is, guys, for those who don't know why I'm saying Dre. Some of these people are just on first name basis. Like when I say Dre, you just know that I'm talking about Dr. Dre. I shouldn't have to elaborate on that. But like if I say Mike, I'm talking about pop music, you just know it's Michael Jackson. So anyway, that being said, yeah, I don't know, like I said, I tend to see a lot of anger come from musicians more so when it comes to sampling. Just in my experience, once again, this is a huge world with billions of people, so everyone has their own views on what they don't like or why they like something. But in my experience and the comments that I've seen, a lot of them come from musicians. For example, musicians are just angry people sometimes. I don't know why. Maybe mostly the ones that have not made it. For example, I play this thing called a Zen drum. You've seen a little triangle-looking thing that has black buttons on it, and each button is a different sound. It was originally made for drummers to stand up and play drums. I throw samples on it as well. Well, the drums are samples. It's a sample. It's a MIDI controller. So those are samples on there. So I guess those are acceptable samples. However, I've had people, lovely people on social media. It's like learn how to play a real instrument, or oh look at me, I'm pushing buttons, which I am. But definitely as an art form to just about any form of music. I mean, I challenge the average person that really hates the sampler to try to sample, or try to pick a sample that we actually care to listen to. Or, any type of person that says pick a real drum, you go arrange a drum beat, or you go. It's a lot of things that people will criticize but can't do. Kind of like when we're watching the Olympics, and you're like, oh man, look at that, gymnast messed up. But meanwhile, you can't even do a cartwheel. You're over here criticizing somebody doing a triple dismount flip, back handstand, somersault, whatever that is. So, I think that we're very judgmental creatures, and when it comes to sampling, it is part of hip-hop, urban culture. It's not done as much on the mainstream because there's a lot of clearance involved, and now that people got involved, they want more money and blah to the blah to the blah. But I love the art form to this day. Love hearing it. Drake's new album just came out. Here's some pretty cool samples on there. And I'm happy to see that it's still a thing, and I'm enjoying the growth of where it's come to. Ding dong. I'm enjoying the growth of where it's come. Go figure. That ding was my friend Sean, aka the Diesel, one of the guy I grew up rapping with. Still is an amazing writer. He's asking me a question about sampling. Now, tell me that's not telepathy. He says, do you remember the sample? Oh, there it goes again. Do you remember the sample from the song that we did from this? So I'm hitting him back because I do remember the sample. I guess just like, once again, this topic is about sampling music and even beats, and vocals. Because sometimes the sample is not just about the beat. It's like you can use a vocal track and build your beat around it. And when that's done, I'm really in love with that, because it's like you're kind of giving the message of the song in that way, without even doing, before you even do the hook. And so it's just like it's just a cool song. Like I think it was Cameron that boy, oh boy. I mean, it's just like it has like this. I mean, it's just dope. Dope. I don't know, man. Samples. So that's what the conversation was at this moment, and I love it, and I love all aspects of it. And how do you feel? Once again, this is Words from the Psyche. I know I jumbled my thoughts. I got really distraught. The police were at my door because they're looking for someone. Not snitching, just saying what just happened on my video clip. But then if I was a snitch, it wouldn't matter because I didn't do it, and I'm not gang related, and I pay my taxes. So that's erase that part. I'm editing it, but erase it or not. Anyway, you've been watching Words of the Psyche, and this is about sampling and hip hop. And stay tuned for the next episode of whatever it is, because I don't even know what it's going to be, because I just make it up as I go along. Once again, one day maybe I'll have some friends in here and we'll talk about things like this, and we'll debate, which I hate debating, but we'll debate or talk about the topic and see what you think. Thank you for watching, or not. Well, thank you for clicking off before I got to this point.